Hello? Me again. Who else would it be? No, not you. Alright. Welcome back to Halloween Horror Month. And we are looking at Elevator Game, a movie that came out last year. So I've been trying to accumulate a bunch of Shudder movies that I could specifically do for Halloween Horror Month. So you're going to see a few of these low budget um, Shudder horror movies. I already did Suitable Flesh. That's technically a Shudder film. And I think Stop Motion was also a Shudder one. It's right here. Yep. This is the next one. I guess I should have did this for the Suitable Flesh one. But yeah, so you're going to get a few of these throughout the month. And see, I have Han. 3, 4. I don't know if Faces After Dark is a. Let's see. They can look here quickly. Faces After Dark. No Shudder. History of Evil is. I don't think so. Looks like we only have it. So, not including this one. 1, 2, 3. Destroy All Neighbors is also. Why isn't Destroy All Neighbors on here? Yeah, this ends with Apparition. Where's? No. I'm confused. And fall on the floor. Perpetrator is also one of those. And Spoonful of Sugar. I'm missing 3 movies. But I know I grabbed it them. And I know they're somewhere. Gotta be somewhere, right? Oh, they're down here. Okay, so. Okay. So, yeah, these last 3 are all Shudder movies. See? Shudder original, right on the thing. So, let me recount one more time before I get into this movie. Not counting this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. In total, there are 8, because you count this one, and you count Suitable Flesh and Stop Motion. That's 9. So what this is confusing. No, yes, but so apparently this is based on like a real thing or a game, like a creepypasta thing, like Slender Man is real sort of situation where it's a game you play with an elevator. Even if I knew the rules, I couldn't do it with mine because I only have 3 floors in my building and you need at least 10 floors to do it with, so I don't know. But you gotta push buttons in a specific order. I guess you start with 4, because that's addressed at the end of the movie. And then you gotta go to different floors, and you press. When you get to 5, you gotta close your eyes when the door opens. You gotta close your eyes, and the door will open, and you gotta wait till it closes again. You can't look. And then you press 1, and it will take you to 10. And apparently that means you're in the spirit realm. Or maybe it says 10, but because I watched Mr. GG's commentary on it, and he says, well, that's just the lobby. And it makes sense if you're pressing 1, but then it takes you to 10. because it's not 10, it's the lobby, but in the spirit realm. So that makes sense. So the movie starts with this girl who we later find out her name is Becky. And she is doing this by herself, which I guess you're never supposed to do. I can't tell if having more people there is better or not. Because like, you think if you have more people there, they're to support you. They're like, don't open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes. They not open your eyes. But also, like, they could also be a bunch of chicken shits and mess everything up. You know, freak you out. But they start freaking out and bump you, and you open your eyes, and you're both gone, or something happens. You know what I mean? She does it, and she doesn't keep her eyes open when she gets to the 5th floor. I think is what happens, and she ends up dead off screen to death. We cut to a bunch of, I don't know, YouTubers. They're working. They're basically like they're like a YouTube office group. They got an office building. They're like a YouTuber business thing where they do dares. And this is when Ryan shows up to join their group and dares them to do the elevator game. And so we don't know what his whole thing with this is, but I mean, obviously, if you really think about it, it's connected to this girl, because unless he just wants to see how it's done. So I don't remember everyone's name. There's Maddie, Chloe, and Chris with a K, who's a dude, which is weird. Those are the 3 I remember. The other ones, I don't know. And Ryan, our main character, of course. So they go to this office building, apartment building with this elevator, and they're going to do the game. And it starts out good, right? Most of them are in there except for I don't think Chloe is, and Ryan is not. But the rest of them go in because they want to film. They stay there and film. There's a lot of YouTuber things in here, like you have to show the sponsor, you have to have it hold it in the video for them to approve it. I get it. I don't do sponsors and I don't do ads, and I never will. So don't send me an email about a sponsorship because I'll never do it, and I'm never going to invoke ads because I think, no offense, hey, if you got to do it, you got to do it. You need income. I get that. But ads have gotten so out of hand on YouTube that you can't even, you click on a video now, right? What's always bugging me about YouTube is like you see a little thing, the thumbnail, like, oh, let me just check it out for a second. But then you gotta wait through sit through an ad before you can even attempt to check out a little part of the video. A lot of the times, let me see what this is about. And I have to wait for that first. And sometimes it's like, fuck it, I don't want to do it. But now, they've got this, you gotta sit through like 4, maybe 5 ads before you can skip now. You know? Sometimes what I mean is you sit through 4 ads, and then on the 5th ad, you can finally skip it. Or sometimes you just sit through 4 ads and never get a chance to skip, even though it says skip in. And now, also what's really pissed off is my eyesight's not the best anyway, right? It'll pop up where it says next. So you can skip that ad, but it goes to another ad. Isn't that fucking stupid? So then you have that going on. And if it was just at the beginning of a video, that's fine. The fact that ads pop up throughout. Sometimes you get one at the beginning, and in the middle of the video, you gotta sit through what I just said. 4 ads and then skip on the 5th. Which is like, I don't want to do this. So I gotta go out, then go back into the video and hope I can get a 1 ad thing. But then sometimes it does that and then rewinds the video a little bit, and then when it gets to the point where the ad popped up before, it'll pop up again. So not only do you have that ad shit going on, but you have people who, like, if you, okay, so I understand you want to put your sponsor in a video so someone will see it. But it's annoying when you start out your video, do an intro, and like, so let's check this out. But first, my sponsor is skip, fast forward. And 9 times out of 10, fast forward to the through your sponsor, press play, ad. Yep, and even if you don't fast forward, it's like sponsor segment. And now let's get to the video. Ad. Right? And even sometimes when you're watching a video and you're watching like Nostalgia Critic, let's say, 9 times out of 10, when he goes to do a joke, this is a lot of the older ones that he has on there. He goes to do a joke, an ad will cut in and ruin the joke. You know, sponsor segments, I wish people, it's not going to happen. I wish people put it at the end, after the video is done. Before you go, check out my sponsor. I know a lot of people are just going to click off, and people used to put it at the end, and I realize people are just going to click off. But realistically, people, even if you put it at the beginning of the video, people are just fast forwarding through it anyway. So does it really matter? How many times do I have to see ads for Gamer Subs? You know? Or Factor. Or Dr. Squatch. Or something like that. My balls are clean, thank you very much. I don't need your thing. Trim my body hair? Some people would like me to, but no thank you. You know, Keeps. Well, maybe I need that one. But I'm just saying, like, 9 times out of 10, people are just going to skip through your sponsor anyway, so it doesn't really matter where you put it. That's my little rant on the sponsors, okay? Because this prompted me to do that. Because at one point, they make one of the girls wear the shirt with the sponsor on it so that it's shown in full when they're recording. So they're doing this. They go up, they do the thing. They go up to 5. Your eyes closed, and then they press 1. It starts going up to 10. This is where my theory of it being 1 doesn't really compute, but it stops on 9 because somebody gets on the elevator, and then they go back down to the first floor. And because they didn't go up there, whoever's in the elevator now was cursed. Except for the guy who was on the 9th floor. I feel like he should have been cursed too, but I don't know. That's not really their fault, but yeah. This movie gets very confusing as it gets to the end of the movie because it felt like they were trying to tell a story, but like they come up with this backstory for another character that's connected to the ghost in this elevator and then go absolutely nowhere with it. It's very confusing. So people start dying. 2 of the other people died. One with the sponsor shirt, and another person dies. Chris dies. We find out after this. There's a confrontation. Find out that Ryan's sister, Becky, this girl at the beginning, is Ryan's sister, and that Chris slept with her and told her about the elevator game, and said they were going to do it together, but bailed on her, so she did it herself, and now she's gone missing. So he's trying to find her is what this is. Well, you know, they've gone in there and done this, and Chris is the first one killed, and then Ryan decides to go and do the game himself, and it's real cool. Everything is like red and everything, and we get like this Bray Wyatt crawly creature woman. It's really cool. It's like in the spirit realm, but no one says they're friendly spirits, right? So he goes back through. And now, this evil girl is after them. And they're getting killed off one by one. So, it's down to... And how we get 3/4 of the way through. It's down to Ryan, Chloe, and Maddie. Chloe has disappeared from this movie as you see her looking up stuff on Becky. Basically, but she's looking up stuff. And Maddie surrounds himself in like what's supposed to be like a salt circle, but it's like their sponsor. It's like a GamerStop's thing, like a sponsored powder energy, protein powder stuff. And he was all superstitious. And then we get what should be her exposition. Apparently, many, many years ago, there was a sorority prank where a girl, I think her name was Emily, she was locked. She was shut up in the elevator shaft by the sorority as it was a hazing, and left there. And the next day, someone got in the elevator and smushed her to death. And then they took the elevator up, and she got all tangled up. And supposedly, this cursed. So if you do the elevator game here, it's cursed, and she comes after you, I guess. And Chloe is the one who throws this out. And when the other two believe her, she's like, no, it's all fake. Because none of this is real. None of the stuff that we go through is real. It's all just bullshit. I'm like, then why did you tell that story? What was the point? So this is supposed to be our backstory for our villain character, and they go nowhere with it, because immediately she dismisses what she just told them, and then that never factors in to the end of this. Because Maddie is taken out at some point, leaving the other two to go back to the building where they were approached by the guard who kicked them out earlier because someone was yelling the F word at the top of their lungs. Great decorum. But Chloe pepper sprays him, and they get in the elevator and they do it. And they do it pretty much right? So they get to the 5th floor, they have their eyes closed the entire time, and then they go up to the 10th floor. They push 1, they go up to the 10th. It's weird because she pushes 5 here, and 1 is right next to it, which is not where it's supposed to be, but fine. And they go up to 10, and they see it's all red, and Ryan thinks he sees his sister, but we know it's something else, and they leave, right? And they go back down. They press 1 again, and they go back down, but it stops at 5, so they close their eyes, because, they call the 5th floor woman is going to attack them. So they close their eyes, and they don't open them, and so they close it again, and it starts going down. They still have their eyes closed, and they get down to the 1st floor, and it's still in the red, though. And they still don't open their eyes. I don't know why they can open their eyes now, but she does. She hears something, and she does, and her face immediately explodes with CGI blood. And then he hears his sister and opens his eyes, and then it cuts to sometime later, another girl going in and talking about, oh, I'm about to do the challenge that Chloe Young and her friends did when they disappeared. I gotta press 4. And then the only jump scare that got me is when she goes to push it, it turns into a spooky hand, and I did jump. It did make me jump. The only thing that got me, because other things like this, they don't get me that much, but yeah. As an adult, only a few things have gotten me. The reveal of the creature girl in the Lights Out short. David F. Sandberg's Lights Out short. Not the movie, but the reveal in the short when the woman turns on the lamp and you get the hey. Yeah, that gave me the goosebumples. And then there's what was it? In Deadstream, when Chrissy turns on him and she's like, that gives me the goose pimples. And this one made me jump. Not goose pimples, but there's often little things that give me goose pimples. It made me jump, So, yeah. But then this ending is just... So you set up this story with this girl who disappeared, died in this elevator thing. So don't you think the ending should pertain to trying to give that spirit some rest or something? And anyway, these deaths that are happening have nothing to do with the girls that tortured her. If you're going to introduce that, shouldn't you be going after girls that tortured her? I don't know. Maybe the appeasement is that you get the girl that tortured me, I'll give you your sister back. You know what I mean? or I'll leave you alone, or something. And the sister's probably dead, but like, I don't know. Yeah. What do I rate this thing? Because I didn't think it was overly terrible, but it just. I'll give it a low, middle of the road. Because it was there. Just there. There wasn't nothing really to write home about. Although I wasn't expecting much. So, for what I got, it wasn't bad. All the deaths are mostly off screen. The one case of blood is the CGI for Chloe's face at the end, but there's really nothing. And I guess there's a way to interpret what happens to Ryan. According to Mr. Gigi and the guy who was doing a commentary with him, Mr. Gigi thinks that he was rewarded with his sister back. He got to see his sister and he's free to go. I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think he's dead. I don't think it's that fantastical, I guess. I think he died. Because, like, she heard someone's voice and she opened her eyes. Someone had a connection to her. So, he heard his sister. I'm assuming same thing happened to him. It just cut before we could see anything. One CGI blood is enough, I guess. I don't know. But I'll give it a low middle of the road. It's fine. As a Shudder film, it's good enough. You know, not everything is going to be to the level of the Mortuary, whatever that was called, Mortuary Chronicles, whatever it was. That was good. Or Mayhem, or even Slacks, or Revenge, which I thought Revenge was just decent, but like it's one of the better ones. Mayhem is one of the better ones, but it's fine. You know, that's all for me. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna say goodnight. So, what are your thoughts on Elevator Game? Let me know in the comments below. Share, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you, excuse me, in the next one.